Hi, Bob here. I've just brought my Congreve clock down to my studio for a little maintenance, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to make a short video of it in operation. This type of clock was invented and patented by William Congreve in 1808. However, there is an earlier model dating from 1804 in the National Museum of Scotland, and there is also one on display in the British Museum in London. I made this clock in 2002 based on a more recent design by John Wilding. There is no pendulum or balance wheel as with a normal clock. Time is maintained by the track table tilting from one side to the other. The steel ball traverses a zigzag track. When it reaches the end of the track, the overhead movement tips the track table, causing the ball to run back down the track in the opposite direction. It takes half a minute for the ball to travel from one end of the track to the other. Each time the table tilts, the clock advances by 30 seconds. You can see the dial on the right hand side turn half a revolution, which is half a minute. The small dial on the left shows the hours, and the centre dial shows the minutes. Unfortunately, a Congreve clock is not a great timekeeper. Over the course of a week, the ball picks up microscopic quantities of brass from the track, causing it to slow up. Nevertheless, the clock is a magnificent showpiece, is mesmerising to watch, and is a challenging project for model engineers. I deviated a little from John Wilding's design. He specified round balls below and on top of each corner post, whereas for convenience I made a different shape. I now have the facility to turn round brass balls on my lathe, so I might make the change one day. The glass shade is absolutely essential to keep the dust off and is necessary for reliable running. At the moment I have to remove the shade for winding once a week. I would like to put a door in the front which would make things easier. The marble base was made out of a piece we had left over from our kitchen project. If you bear with me, I'm just going to remove the shade so that you can see the clock in a little more detail. It won't hurt to run it for a few minutes without the shade. There, the Congreve clock. It's an amazing invention, isn't it? I should have placed a steel ruler on the table in front of the clock to give a better indication of its size. However, since I didn't, I can tell you that the marble base is about 15 inches square. That's nearly 40 centimetres. So the clock is quite a large, heavy lump, and you have to have space to display it. I have placed adjustable feet under each corner of the marble base and also under each corner of the clock. The clock has to be set up with a small spirit level, because if it isn't level in all directions, the ball will fail to navigate the track. I find clockmaking extremely therapeutic and rewarding, and I would recommend it to anyone looking for a challenging and satisfying activity. Obviously, you have to have a workshop, and then there is the investment in the necessary tools and equipment. But there's a lot of fun researching the equipment necessary to make clocks. It took me many months to make this clock. In fact, I think it was elapsed 2 or 3 years. I made everything from raw materials, brass and steel, either by hand or on my Myford lathe with a milling attachment for cutting clock teeth. The track table, which is made up of 15 pieces of triangular brass, was particularly demanding to make because the sides of the trackway had to be absolutely parallel. So there you have it, a magnificent Congreve clock. In a later video I will show you other clock construction projects I've undertaken. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.